All right, what is going on, guys? It is John. I almost said the Pro Wrestling Creative. It is John from Pistons territory here with my guy RJ. RJ, it's been a minute, man. How you been?
Been good.
Yeah,
Staying busy, but in a good way. What's up with you, man?
yeah, I would say the same, man. Uh, been kicking off Pistons territory. Little backstory. Pistons territory used to be like a blog that me and some guys I met on Twitter used to do a couple years ago, and we wanted to start a podcast. So we got the honorary member, RJ, stepping up. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
Yeah, but so have you been keeping up with the Pistons? Like, have you been watching most of the games?
Oh yeah. I've been for the most part pretty much watched all of them, probably except maybe one or two.
Really?
But whenever I'm home or I can watch, yeah, I got them all.
Do you have season tickets?
I have half
Okay. Have you? How many games you been to?
so far. Three. I was caught opening night,
Oh, I was
Golden
opening night
State,
too.
and I just went to the Boston game.
So you're 2-1 then.
Yeah, I'm 2-1. I
Nah,
thought I
nah.
was the good luck charm, and then Saturday
Hey,
happened.
hey,
So
2-1's not bad, man. I'd take it.
right.
Opening night, I was at opening night. Opening night was kind of hyped. That was
It
that
was a
was a
vibe,
fun game.
man.
Yeah, when Beef Stew hit that three, that was.
Whoo!
Yeah, where are you sitting at? Where are your seats at?
My seats are in 117, section 117, row 22. So if you're ever in the arena, just go out to anybody. If you're in the arena, want to stop by, say what's up, feel free.
Yeah, I definitely got to get to some more games.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we need to get healthy first. That'd be
that's
nice.
a fact.
Yeah, but so the topic we wanted to cover in this podcast or video was the biggest disappointment. We're gonna do, what we've been happiest about or most surprising in a good way, and then what's our biggest disappointment. So because we're negative, we're gonna do disappointment first. Um, so yeah, what has 3-12 start? I believe they have the worst point differential in the NBA. Injuries have been a problem. I believe we're last in the Eastern Conference. Think things are, things have not gone the way we've expected them to. So, what's gone wrong, RJ?
uh, I know one thing for me. Like I didn't think. Like I was like, there's a good chance we could make plan, but it wasn't like something I was like set on.
Hmm.
Like I before the season started, I said I could see us being like right outside the plan. So with that being said, the fact we like at the bottom, I'm not the happiest about, but injuries have kind of stunk up some things too. So what you gonna do about that? But as far as players, I've been disappointed by. If you asked me like a week ago, I'd have said Killian. Cause I mean he wasn't. I mean, we know he could play defense, we know he could pass, but like on the offensive end, scoring wise, he was a liability, but it feels like in the last few games he's turned the corner. So I've
Yeah,
been happy to see his progress. But so my answer now would be probably Sadiq, man.
really, Sadiq?
I thought we was gonna get a little more out of Sadiq, and like not even with just him going to the bench thing. Like I wasn't even bothered by that. I was just more like he's been getting to the rim, but I still want to see him shoot the three more.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
He
we
is
need that.
not. Yeah, he's not been great from the three, but I just look at it from he started off so poor last season, but then his
Hmm.
shot kind of came along. I've just been impressed, I guess, with his, with the ball in his hands, his finishing ability. He's a great finisher at the rim, but I do kind of understand he was brought in to be that like 3-and-D guy, and his three-pointer just hasn't been great, this year. Um, so I could see that being a little disappointing. Is that really what you're pointing to though? Is like what you're most disappointed in?
That's probably the biggest thing right now. What, like you said, he started off kind of poor last year and turned it around. So I'm not too concerned about that. But I was just disappointed because I didn't want to see that happen again 2 years in a row as far as slow starts from him.
Yeah, Isaiah Stewart is
Yeah.
shooting better from him from three. I just checked. So
And Stu been working on that three, but is that something we really like?
Yeah, we can say that for the positives.
Like, is that something to be proud of? That Stu shooting better than
Ah,
Sadiq?
I don't know. Stu's 33%, Sadiq is 30%. So both
I don't know how I
not
feel
good,
about that.
man.
Yeah, yeah, I
All
don't know
right,
how I feel about that.
let me hit you with a hot take. Mine, I think, has to be Cade Cunningham. Do you think he's
Really,
been a disappointment, or what do you think? Because for me, I think he's been a little disappointing.
I'm not disappointed by Cade. Cade. One thing I'll say about Cade is that I feel like he start the games off too slow,
Hmm.
and like he doesn't turn it on until it's like kind of too late. And it's like, had he been playing, foot on the gas the whole game, a lot of these blowouts will be closer. A lot of these close losses will turn into wins. So that's something I've noticed from Cade as far as just he's starting off games a little timid, a little too passive instead of being, aggressive. Cause I feel like when he's more aggressive, that's when the better results come in. So
Yeah,
I get where you're coming from. I get where you're
well,
coming from.
yeah, I just take it from the standpoint like he is the best player on this team. This is quote
Hmm.
unquote like his team. I feel like he has the most pressure to succeed. And looking at his numbers, he's shooting 28% from three. His field goal percentage is 41.5, so it's lower technically than it was last season. And he did have that 4-game stretch where he played really well. But remember that game against Boston where it was just a complete no-show.
Yeah, that was horrible.
I mean, if we're gonna compare, I don't know what you compare him to. I don't know if we're gonna compare him to guys like Luca and guys like that, like the upper echelon of players. Guys like Luca don't have a 1 for 11 4-point night where they just completely no show. And I get he only is a second-year player, but I don't know. Has Jalen? Do you think Jalen Green's been better than him this year?
I heard Jalen Green has been averaging 20 out in Houston right now.
Yeah, and it has to be on better efficiency than Cade, I feel like.
I mean, probably. I mean, yeah. So far in the season, I'll say yeah. But well, are we even at the 10 game point, or we just got past that?
Yeah,
Right,
we're 15.
15 games in. Yeah,
So Green is averaging 22 points, 43% from the field, 38% from three. So I don't know, but Cade is averaging more rebounds and assists. But I don't know. Were you like a Cade as an all-star this year, or were you hesitant on that?
going into the season, I said if so, he's a all-star based off like injury or something, injury
Hmm.
replacement. I said if somebody get hurt and they need a filler, I could see Cade taking that spot. But as far as voted in by the GMs and coaches, probably not.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, other like things that have been disappointing to me is probably just the defense. They have really struggled defensively. I was looking at the numbers rebounding wise, they're not that great. I mean, they're not that bad, but like I don't know if you like
Mediocre.
yeah, but like watching the games, I feel like they give up so many offensive rebounds. I don't know if that's just me, but I swear this team gives up more offensive rebounds than like any other team I've seen.
No, I definitely feel that way. I can't remember what game it was in particular, but it was one sequence when like Stu was fighting for his life under the basket because like other I forgot who they played, but the other team was getting so many rebounds on them, and he was like the only one in the paint trying. Like everybody else is still by the perimeter and all that. It's like, yo, somebody help this man out. He fighting for his life under that rim.
I know, dude. He's left by himself there because like Boyang, he doesn't do much on the boards. Like
Hmm.
he's not doing much defensively, so I kind of feel bad for Beef Stew. But like, yeah, the defense I think you can point to. Another player I think maybe we could talk about is like Isaiah Livers. Has he been disappointing for you at all? Like, did you have expectations for him to be a rotational piece in the future?
I feel like he hasn't showed me enough, but I wouldn't say he's a disappointment just because my expectations weren't the highest for him anyway. I know they were for others. A lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, he'll be a nice piece," and I mean he's doing enough to stay in the rotation, but I don't think he's like enough to like really like be like, "Whoa," about like
Yeah, I
this Isaiah
think
Livers.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's been okay. Like he's last
yeah.
year he shot 42% from three. This year he's shooting 30s 37%. So I mean, he's okay, but I guess he's a guy that's gonna have his games, is gonna have his moments.
I tell you what, now that Burks is back, which I've been impressed by so far.
Oh yeah,
Now that he's back, I'll tell you somebody who minutes can go.
Hami. I
Yeah,
was gonna get to that.
I think he could be a bench warmer at this point.
Yeah.
I don't see the need for him to get minutes.
No, and like to be fair though, I think Troy Weaver probably won that trade, the Hamidou Diallo trade for
Oh yeah.
yeah, because we got some decent, a year or two out. He's been here for this is his third year now. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, last year he averaged 11 points a game, which is pretty good. But I don't know, man. This year's field goal percentage is down to 40%. He ain't shooting no threes, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think with him, they got to light a fire under him again. If you remember last year, Josh Jackson had took his minutes,
mhm.
and I guess Hami and Casey had a little beef for a minute, and then
Oh
when
yeah,
Hami
I
finally got
remember
minutes, he
that.
went off. So
Yeah,
maybe he
because
got to get sit to light that fire under him again, because I don't know what he doing, but it ain't working.
yeah, I don't know. Do you view him as a piece long term? Like, do you see him being a part of this team when they're ready to compete in the Eastern Conference?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I like him, and he shows flashes. Like, dude, he has all the talent in the world. If he could just shoot the ball,
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, his athleticism is like, it's like I think he's the most athletic player I've seen in
Oh
my
yeah,
lifetime
he
watching.
got that going for him. I just feel like consistency. He's lacking that. Some games he what 4 points. Next game he might have like 18. It's like what you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, I feel you. But I don't know, man. Other than that, like at going down the roster, I feel like there hasn't been that disappointing. Like the 3-12 record, I feel like is a little bit misleading.
I can get with that because like I mean like we started off with saying injuries kind of stank up some things. You know, what you had Bagley and Burks just now came back in the last week. As soon as they come back, you lose Stewart and Cade, two starters. You know, it's
Yeah, I know.
like
What the heck, man?
the injury bug is killing the team right now.
Yeah, and the like getting blown out. There was a couple rough losses earlier in the season, but recently they've hung in there with I mean, they did get blown out by the Bucks and the Celtics, but like they've had two games against the Bucks and Celtics each. One of them they
Mm-hmm.
hung in there. One of them they
Mm-hmm.
got blown out. So that's progress because I feel like last year they were getting blown out like a decent amount.
They were. They
Yeah.
definitely were not. Like I said, long as they can hang in there with teams, I'm good. Just hang in there with them, man.
So to wrap up our little talk here, 15 games into the season, what would you grade it so far? Like how your expectations were here. What are you giving the season as a grade?
I say like a C.
C,
Mine
average.
about a C. About a C.
Yeah, I think I'd go C plus because I don't want to get too much into the positives. We'll get into that in another video, but I think there's been things you can point to, like just the close losses and the young players looking pretty well. So I don't know, man. Even though it's a 3-12 start, hey, look on the bright side. We could get another top pick.
Yeah, we need that at this point.
Yeah. Oh, it's become a staple here in Detroit. Tanking a month into the season, you're talking draft. But yeah, I don't know, man. Let me know, like, for our listeners out there, what has been disappointing for you guys. Thank you, RJ, for joining me. I appreciate your basketball. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Knowledge.
Sure, man. I got a little something.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.